Hello guys, it's Vlad again with a new video, and today we are going to discuss some learning techniques that will help you to make your learning process easier and more effective. So let's get it started. The first tip, the first thing that I want to tell you is to basically practice 4 core skills. What are the 4 core skills in language learning? These are reading, writing, speaking, and listening. And in order to master language and to make the learning whole, to make the learning process whole, you have to practice all 4 of them, okay? So don't neglect any of these core skills and practice all 4. The next tip is to surround yourself with people who have similar goals. We have this technique and tip working in all areas of our life, but in language learning it's especially important. So make sure that people around you also learn languages. So surround yourself with people who learn English, and basically it will be mutually beneficial for both of you. It will be a win-win situation. So do that and make friends who are also learning English, okay? Next tip is to create a study plan. So you need to know what's working for you, and you also need to set a goal, which will be timely and achievable. It means that it has to have a time limits, and also it should be achievable. So don't set up too ambitious goal. Have some realistic and achievable goal that will help you to motivate yourself when you achieve it, okay? Because when you set unrealistic goal, it will be hard for you and you will get discouraged soon, okay? Next tip is to study material at your learning level. What do I mean by that? Don't go don't go to some hard material that will discourage you. Know your level, know what you are capable of, and study accordingly. Choose the materials accordingly. So that's another tip for you to basically make your learning process more effective. Study material at your learning level, okay? For example, you may think of this as building a house. You cannot start with walls. You have to build the foundation first. So build the foundation level for English learning, for English, and then continue and increase the difficulty of the material. Next tip is to basically not study for a long period of time. Make sure that you have some breaks, okay? And because breaks definitely will help you to store the information and to kind of process the information. So one more tip here, additional tip, is to be consistent. Don't put off the learning activities, for example, until Sunday, and try to study for 3-4 hours. No, that doesn't work well. You better work 25 minutes but consistently every day throughout the whole week, okay? Next tip is to evaluate yourself by making a list of your strengths and weaknesses. And of course, it's much better to concentrate your attention and pay attention to your weaknesses, Why is that important? Because you have to, practice those things that you may don't know, or for example, mispronounce. So pay attention to your mistakes that you make and concentrate your efforts on your weaknesses, okay? Next one is very important here. I practice this with my students. It's to create yourself a test in the end of each topic, I think friends and family may help you with that, or your teacher, that will be so good for you because it will motivate you. You will have something to strive for. So for example, ask your friend to check your vocabulary or to basically practice speaking with you. And when you do that, when you kind of do such test for yourself, it will motivate you. It will give you some energy to continue. You will be waiting for the next test, to perform, to do, okay? So that is a tip that you may use. And the next tip is to work on your mistakes. I also do that with my students. That's how we learn grammar. We basically have some writing task. Students produce this writing task, and then we correct mistakes that they make, right? So that they made in the writing task. That's so important, because in this way you will learn things better. It's much better than review just a dry grammar, let's say, topic, but better to make some mistakes, review the topic, and concentrate on things that you maybe have written in the wrong way. Yeah, this way you will learn faster. Okay. And the last tip would be to set yourself a challenge. For example, it can be to speak and write for the whole day only in English. Okay, so you can agree with your friends, with your relatives, that it's your challenge time, and try to do that, which will help you to probably expand your limits, yeah, and make this learning process even, more motivating and challenging. In the last part, I want to add also that to set yourself a challenge, daily challenge, it's a good idea, but also in general, try to, incorporate English language in your daily life. What do I mean by that? Listen songs only in English, listen podcasts, write your shopping lists and journaling only in English, speak to your friends in English, so change maybe language on your phone and computer into English. This way you will, surround yourself with English, and it will be, you will start learning passively, because you will see English everywhere. Yeah. So these were my tips for some basic learning techniques. And next time we are going to discuss some reading tips and reading, let's say, suggestion and advice that I'm going to give you to improve your reading and how to make it, better and more effective. So thanks for listening. I hope these tips were useful, and I will see you definitely in the next video. Until then, learn languages and stay awesome. I'll see you. Bye bye.